everybody, one of we's here. It is now a little after 1 in the morning, Saturday, February 27th. Interesting story for you. So, last night we did our base upgrades. We did Quest 1, Quest 2, we introduced the Gold Rush, we did all kinds of stuff with Double Dare Trigger Happy. Then I came in and I did the base upgrades for Thrillipede. And it was my usual like 19 to 20 minute video. There were some pretty hilarious jokes and one-liners in there, a lot of good stuff. And for some reason it aborted the video around like the 7-minute mark, which is kind of like a right. I think we'd done maybe one upgrade or so after we'd kind of introduced it and whatnot, possibly two, I don't know, but it's basically lost. Everything that we did is gone. However, it stayed in the game. So case in point, we have his full base upgrades here, but I don't have a video that highlights that for you. So rest assured, when I get standard Thrillipede, assuming I ever do, we will come in and we will showcase them in our usual format there. But here, just so we have it logged, what I'm going to do is we're going to run through this
The numbers speak for themselves.
in a different manner here. So, let me get back to the spreadsheet. I'm kind of leery of going to the spreadsheet because then I don't know if it randomly stops recording. So, we had plenty of space. I don't know what the issue was, but what I'll do here is highlight this, go over the attack damage with you, then kind of showcase it as best I can, and we'll just kind of take it from there. So, alright, Bug Bomb is up first. You're going to press X to throw cocoon grenades at your enemies. They do 17 to 26 damage. After that, we've got Bug Brawl. You're going to press B to use those arms and punch nearby enemies in your way. This does 15 to 23. There is no 1, 2, 3. There is no combo. There is no 1, 2, 3, hold B, do a spin slap, nothing. It's just you whale away endlessly at 15 to 23. I don't quite understand it, but it is what it is. So basically, Slam Bam remains like the four-armed Slugfest champion, I suppose. Once again, if we had PvP, my nephew this weekend would be Elite Slam Bam or regular Slam, any Slam Bam. I would be Excited Thrillipede, and we could throw down and just kind of go about it, but that is not the case. Now, interesting thing here, this starts our first 4 base upgrades, of course. It is Cocoon, it is our tertiary attack. It is almost verbatim of the final base upgrade, which is Cacooties. But Cocooned, hold Y to wrap yourself in a cocoon, protecting yourself from damage. Release to explode out and damage nearby enemies. Again, very redundant, could have been worded way better. Interestingly enough, I've not still gotten to go into a chapter and test this. The Greebles here at the training grounds obviously don't do physical damage to us. Everything registers as a 0. So does it do a 100% damage reduction where a Chompy that would bite us at 11 or 17 does 0? Is it a deal where a troll that would hit us and do 100 damage is going to do 50? I don't know. We're going to have to check that out. Interestingly enough, though, and you can stay in there perpetually, when you explode out, it will do 30 to 45 damage, which, as you note, is roughly twice the amount of damage that we get from our primary and secondary. Interesting stuff there. After that is Bug and Cover. Press X to throw a grenade that explodes into a swarm of dragonflies, which slows enemy movement. So, sadly, there is no hidden upgrade to the Bug Bombs. They still do 17 to 26. You do considerably slow the enemies, and it lasts for 5 seconds. So that's kind of your perk there. After that, you got Mind Your Beeswax. Hold B. Interesting, we're not holding A, but B, which is, our melee punch combo. No combo, really, but just our punch attack. When we hold B, that's how we activate Mind Your Beeswax. So, prepare 4 sticky grenades that you can place as a trap in the ground or directly onto an enemy. Seems like place on the ground or... Anyway. It was kind of a strange thing. If you were to place this, I think it's like roughly 2 seconds you hold, but if you place this on the ground, you've got 8 seconds until it detonates. The explosion has 4 stages. There's the initial, which is 5 to 8 damage, and then the 3 subsequent explosions are 10 to 15. That works the same if it's placed on the ground or onto an enemy. Now, also of note, 8 seconds in, it's kind of done. If you don't have an enemy nearby and it was placed on the ground, it was just wasted basically. The good news is if you're close to an enemy and you press the B button to kind of, or release the B button, I should say, to place it on them, Thrillipede kind of does like this long distance slide thing, and he sort of hones in on the enemy, and then you've kind of got like the 5 to 8, then seems like it's pushing the enemy away, and then you've got the 3, 10 to 15 instances of damage. Coolest thing about it is it sends the enemy up into the air on each successive hit, which you can see here in just a few seconds. Lastly, we have got Cooties, which again, I absolutely hate when they verbatim repeat an upgrade, and that's what they've done here. So hold Y to wrap yourself in a cocoon, protecting yourself from damage. Release to explode. That is like exactly the same thing. Only difference here is what's at the end, which you're going to damage enemies nearby, but you also slow them. Now, unlike our bug and cover, where we got the 5 seconds of slowness, this will slow enemies 5 seconds, but where we used to pop out of cocooned our tertiary attack and do 30 to 45, this actually upgrades that damage. They don't advertise that, but it goes up from 30, 45 all the way to 45 to 68. It was our most powerful attack, and now with this it is significantly more powerful than our primary and secondary. In fact, if you were to take critical hits of both the primary and the secondary, you would be at 49, which is just slightly above standard damage from Cooties. Plus, we're immune to damage to some degree, possibly all of it. We'll investigate it, and I'll report back on the base upgrades. But kind of weird that such a defensive posture is also in turn, at the current time, our most potent offensive weapon. That's something I spent a lot of time, dwelling on when we did this last night. But when you think back to defensive characters, Bone Brambler from Hex, the Cacti from Zook, great upgrades, but you don't expect them to become your like powerhouse offensive weapon. You've got Shade Mash, you got the skulls, you got raining skulls, you got the projectiles, the bazooka. They all do more damage, right? This is just kind of a defensive thing. And yet when you explode out, we're doing more damage. Significant, basically double. Actually 2 to 3 times more damage if you just break it down. So kind of an interesting setup there. So what we will do here is come in, and I'll just kind of highlight this. That is our primary, 17 to 26. Note that little blue aura and the things flying around. Those are the dragonflies. You've got 5 seconds. This is as fast as I can throw these. So it's not like trigger happy quick, but it does have a decent runtime to it. Now, a lot of times he does not hone in on items around you, and as you can see, he's throwing behind him, which is pretty cool. I made a big deal about this last night too. But while it's cool and looks neat and fun and everything, that could also potentially be annoying. Right now what the game is doing is it's locked in on the dummy, even though we're facing and much closer to the healing elixir or the pirate chest or the hand of fate. None of that seems to matter. So case in point, say that you've got like a herd of chompies behind you and you're like, okay, no big deal, I'm gonna go take out this spell punk. And you waltz up to the spell punk and somehow Thrillipede is still locked on to the chompies. You're gonna be chucking these egg grenades behind you as opposed to at the target in front of you. So that could potentially be an issue later on. But it is pretty hilarious while it's not killing us. So that is primary. Now secondary, straight up secondary, Bug Brawl, 15 to 23. And I mean, like I said, I do 1, 2, 3. He doesn't do an uppercut for more. He kind of does do an uppercut to his credit, but it's not like it registers 30 to 45 or anything. It is 15, 23 every time. There's no 1, 2, hold B and he does something cool. There's no Oh, duh. Okay, I was like, wow, maybe there is. And I was like, wait, that's our other. So, this is what these look like on the ground. And I kind of forgot how many you can have active. I think it'll time out probably before you can get the fourth one down. I think 3 active is going to be your max. Don't hold me to that. I didn't really investigate it much because I'm not. That's what they look like on the ground, though. 8-second runtime. But again, there's nothing I can do. I can do secondary, secondary, and then go to the primary button, and we get nothing. Even there, he's chucking them behind him. But it's kind of weird. I gotta say that there's like no finishing move or a combo or anything based off of that secondary attack. So that said, what we'll do now, this is going to be cocooned, and it will highlight Cocooties as well, because that's cocooned is forever lost to the broken recording. So you just hold Y. What I said last night, this is a little bit taller than cocooned, in my opinion. I think it was. We would have to like double check, but we can't do that because the recording's gone. So going back to Plants vs. Zombies, not Garden Warfare, but like the traditional PopCap pre-EA, which that was a masterpiece on the DS or 3DS. I guess it was DS, but you could play it on your 3DS, of course. Never understood why it didn't come to the Wii U with the gamepad. But when you're coming in and you play as the plants, you've got the walnut and then you've got the tall nut to slow the zombies down from getting to your house. So note the aura though, you can kind of see the blue, that's indicative of the dragonflies, the slow enemies. It had a pretty good range too, as you can see there. And right here, if we come up close to this guy, 45, it's kind of like a second between. You can't just like, essentially when he pops out, he's got to like fully stretch his arms out, like I have arrived, I've been cramped, I'm stretching, and then you can go right back into it. So kind of, like I said, 1 to 2 seconds. There was our crit of 68. So that is pretty much it here at the training ground area. What we can do, the other thing, if I hold B down and I actually like face this guy, we're a pretty good ways away, right? I think he will actually slide towards him. No. Right there he did. And then you saw the 5 and then the 10s to 15. So last thing we'll do, come on, is check this out with a Greeble. So once again, my apologies, but we're covering it the same as we would have. So alright, we'll go straight up primary. There you can kind of see the dragonflies slowing her down. They do a pretty nice job, really. And we'll just go full on primary here. You get the feel for that. Now we'll go full on secondary. Straight up secondary, which is our melee only. We kill him and we knock him out. So, get a feel for that. Now Cocooned, which once again, this is not only amazing defensively, it's our most potent offensive weapon, and it slows the... I really don't know. I guess the projectiles are nice, but one of those things. It's pretty hilarious. Also had an instance last night in the not recording, I should say, where I came in and I was like trying to hit the Greeble, that was in front of me. I think I had 2 actually. And Thrillipede decided he'd rather throw grenades at these crates over here. That's how I know it could be an issue in the game. But anyhow, those are the base upgrades for Eggcited Thrillipede. They'll be the same for Thrillipede. I'll introduce them there as well for you, kind of in our traditional form. But like I said, this actually does cover everything. It probably did it a little quicker. For those of you biding your time or happen to be in a rush today, you're welcome, you're lucky, whatever it might be. The ship decided to appear. But anyway, I think I'll come in and probably crank out at least one of his paths, probably both paths for Thrillipede, and then we'll move in on his quest. I've got the quest ready for Double Dare Trigger Happy already. So also, the embargo for the Power Blues is going to be Monday at like 8. I can't remember if it's 6 or 8 when what time zone. But anyway, sometime Monday, I'll be able to show that stuff to you. So stay tuned for that. Again, my apologies on this lost recording thing. But like I said, I think we covered everything here. Roughly the same time, probably. But I did have some pretty hilarious moments in that video, sadly. So anyway, we got it taken care of here. I switched over. It is still recording. So all is right in the world at this point in time anyway. So I'm excited to see how he upgrades though, so we're gonna go do that. As always, thanks so much for watching. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. OneOfWeasem.com is a personal site. SkylanderClub.com is the location of the forum. Check it out. If you like what you see there, sign up. We'd love to have you join us. I do have a peppermint in my mouth. I don't apologize, because without it I probably wouldn't sound quite as audible, I guess. So trying to kind of fight through that. But once again, thanks for watching. Myself and Thrillipede, we will catch you back for more Skylanders research.